My name is Christy, and this is Angel Talk, where the Archangels are real, relevant, and accessible to everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk.
Hey guys, thank you for being back here with me at Angel Talk. This is Christy Michelle Riggs, and we are talking today about the 8-8 portal. And this is very exciting because we are going to do this differently today than how we normally do. And I'll explain. Normally, I start off with a little bit of a teaching, or maybe some of my own life experiences, or some examples to kind of prepare us for the message that the angels are giving us or offering us. And what I usually do to prepare to receive these messages is I'll go within and ask to be divinely guided to which card deck that the angels would like for me to use to fine-tune into those messages that they want to offer us. And for this portal and for this message, the message just started pouring in as a direct channeling, which is awesome because that's really what I love receiving, what I love doing. I love doing the card readings too. And I love the fine-tuning that they can often provide. But when these free-flowing, massive downloads hit me, and I just start to vibrate from within, and I'm almost like trembling all over externally, it is really just an awesome feeling because I know it's going to be something really, really good. So I'm excited to be able to share it with you guys today, and I'm going to share it with you in exactly the way that I received it. Now it's going to come in two parts. I will say that up front. We're going to have part 1 and part 2. But you won't be left hanging. It'll be at a place where it will be a natural place to pause, take in what you've heard, see how that resonates with you, see how that is beginning to activate you, see if that is an activation code or a message that is going to help you to move through this particular portal. And then if it's not, if it doesn't resonate, then you are not to stress out about it. You're not to try to sit and give yourself a headache trying to make it fit or make it resonate. Because remember, we talked about there are many portals within portals superimposed upon one another, many gateways that are open during this time, many different opportunities and many ways that each of us, wherever we are on our path, can expand, can awaken more, can fine-tune our mastery, can gain greater clarity, can develop and expand and evolve in some way, right? Because we're never going to reach this place where, okay, we've arrived, and now we can sit at our arrival place, and we're sitting pretty, and we're good, and we're done, right? I know that's kind of what I used to think in the very beginning when I was first experiencing my spiritual awakening. My husband and I were going through it at exactly the same time, and like triggered into this rapid awakening in exactly the same moment during the same set of circumstances. I think I've shared this with you guys before, and I'm the kind of person that I need to know what the goal is. I need to know where I'm going. I need to know what the benchmark is. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. I'm going to put my nose to the grindstone, and I'm going to get there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to achieve it. And so that's how I was. And that's I still have those tendencies, don't get me wrong. I have to kind of keep those in check. But that's just not the way of spiritual awakening. It's not the way of expansion of consciousness. You can't white knuckle it. You know, you can't white knuckle healing. You can't white knuckle transformation. You can do all of the things and be diligent about all of the things that will aid that process. But it is never meant to make you feel less than. It is never meant to make you feel inadequate in any way. Now, it will at times be difficult and challenging and not pretty. And that's part of it, because it is bringing up all the stuff from within. You know, it's like an infected wound or like a surgical wound that gets a really deep, bad infection, and they have to go back in there at some point and reopen that wound and get in there and get in there and get in there until they get deep enough that they get all of that out. And it's not a pretty process. I used to work in the hospital. That was kind of my first hat that I wore after I had been a stay-at-home mom. I went to nursing school and I worked in the hospital for a little bit, and so I got to see some of that kind of thing, and it's not pretty, but it's what was necessary to get to the root of the infection, to get all of it out. And so, you know, figuratively speaking, or we can use that as kind of an imagery, I guess, to what we can sometimes experience emotionally. Now, that's, not to say that it all has to be painful or you're not doing it right, because it's not that way either. We have to find a balance, between the two, and give ourselves breaks and give ourselves compassion and ebb and flow and that kind of thing. But it's often, not. My husband and I used to say, it's not cute. That is not cute. That's how we would say it. And that's kind of a way that we found that we could kind of get a chuckle out of one another and get each other to lighten up. As several years ago, we had started this experience together at that time. And so this is not at all meant to cause you stress to try to figure it out. Listen to it once, listen to it maybe twice, and if it's not resonating with you by then don't get stuck there. Something else will resonate with you, okay? So we are going to jump right in, and I'm going to give this message to you line for line as it was given to me. I've written it all down. And I really hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it helps you in some way. And if you have any questions at all or want to connect with me in any way, you can go to the website, ChristyMichelleRiggs.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Christy Michelle Riggs. You can send me an email, fill out the form on the website, send me something on social media. There are many, many ways to get in touch with me. If you want a personal reading, healing services, all that good stuff, it's all in the description box. And please feel free to connect with me, to leave comments, to get into some discussion, anything like that. Questions, comments, I love all of it. And I thank each and every one of you for the encouragement and the support that you've been showing me. It really has meant the world to me. So let's dive right into this. And remember, this is just part one, okay? So we're going to do this message, and then as soon as I'm done giving you the message, then we'll just be done. I'll finish up, and then within the next 24 hours, I will post the second part to the message. Okay, and this will take us through the 8-8 portal. Okay, so here is the message from the Archangels as I received it. The 8-8 2020 portal holds within it a double code, double activation, and it is even a double portal. To understand how you will align with this portal, move through it, and unlock the double code, and therefore the double activation contained within it, you will need to visualize two doors, one an exact replica of the other, one immediately following the other, and aligned perfectly with the other. As when a singular strand of DNA replicates to create a second identical strand. Just as the second strand requires the code it gained from the first strand, the second door, and therefore the second activation, will require the code from the first. Access and passage through the second door and the activation contained within it will spontaneously occur when you are able to unlock the code of the first door. You will have the code for both doors as they are exact copies. And when this is done, the double activation of this double portal is unlocked and available for download. We will begin with the number 8. Number 8 is the number of infinity. It is a very important number for you to understand the energy of, so that you are able to align with the energy of this portal or gateway. If you take the number 8 and flip it on its side, you see the symbol for infinity, which is what you think of as your connection to Source and of the infinite nature of your authentic self, or your soul. If you study the infinity symbol, you will see how it is a representation of both your connection to Source as well as Source's connection to you. It can be seen as an energy beginning within you, moving out from you and extending to Source, and is magnified, expanded, and multiplied by Source, and is propelled back to you, as you are its creator, and it must return to the point from which it originated. This is what you experience as the law of attraction. The same is true in reverse. Source sends you life force energy, which through your free will you choose how to use or make manifest. These manifestations are what magnify, expand, and multiply the energy and return or propel it back to Source, the creator of it. This is what you experience as expansion of consciousness and of all that is. It is also how you experience what you call the progression of time. It is also important to study and understand the perfect symmetry and balance of both sides of the infinity symbol. There appear to be two opposite sides, yet in actuality they are connected in the center and create a loop, always remaining a whole complete unit. This is why the number 8 is the only number you can draw over and over again without ever lifting your pencil, and you could in fact do this an infinite number of times, because again it is a whole complete unit. One side is not opposing the other, one side not greater than the other, but rather a continuum in perfect balance and harmony that can never be made separate. Both of what you would call sides and the connection or entanglement at the center are required to create the symbol. This is what true unity looks like. So the infinity symbol can also be seen as the symbol of and guide map for unity consciousness. When you are able to see that both of what you would call sides of contrast, or what you have labeled as duality, are required to experience awareness itself, you will be able to find balance and experience unity within that contrast. This will require you to shift your perspective and see with clear vision that there are no sides to a whole, complete unit. It will require you to see a fluid, continuous movement of energy, and that the polarities of that energy are interdependent, creating the whole in perfect balance and unity. One side, as many of you on earth currently view it, does not fight, rise up against, or try to overtake the other. It is rather one energy that is in a state of depolarization and repolarization, creating the illusion of opposing or separate expressions. It works exactly like the electrical conduction system of the human heart, a circuit or loop of depolarization and repolarization of energy, creating the heartbeat or contraction and the pause or expansion. You understand that both are required to sustain life. You are also beginning to understand that there is no need to strongly oppose or resist the seemingly opposing side of the heartbeat, which is the pause, which you have called death. You are learning that there is nothing to fear or oppose, as it is simply a shift into a new experience. And it is, from our perspective, truly expansion. The same is true for your shift into a fifth dimensional and higher reality brought about by an expansion of awareness and of consciousness itself. When you are no longer in resistance to what seems to be an opposing side, you will see and understand that what you view as opposing is actually a continuum of energy that is a singular, complete system. When you are viewing your experience with clear vision, rather than through the veil of separation, you will be able to see this. Clear vision requires that you lift the veil that causes you to see through two separate eyes and to view your experience through what you have called the third eye. So that is what the angels have for us for the first half of this message for the 8-8 portal and gateway and activation. I thank you very much for being here with me today, and I hope you'll join me for the second half of the message. I'm sending you lots of love and healing and light and beautiful, beautiful creation. And we will talk again very soon.
I am not an island. I want to feel the connection.